we did 8 years ago, as I did 8 years ago. Back in 2015, this cart of food cost $139.76. That's a lot of food. That's a full shopping cart of food. It's all mostly healthy, because that's how I used to eat 8 years ago. And in 2023, at roughly the same time of year, summertime, this cart of food costs $171.26. Jason, my buddy, Jason, he just did the math on that, and that's...
Yep, tried to do it here.
Tell us, what was it?
It was about 23%.
23% food increase.
Yeah.
Is that a lot? Is that significant? I think it's pretty significant.
I didn't get a 23% increase in pay. I don't need to raise my prices.
In the last 8 years?
Yeah. No.
I am so tired of feeling helpless as a parent. Yes, my kids are grown adults. My oldest is 28, my youngest is 25. And I thought by teaching them what I learned, which is you work hard, you get a good job, you're going to get the things in life that you need, right? Worked for me, why wouldn't it work for them? Because it doesn't. Because the world has fucking changed, all right? And now I feel like I see them struggling. And before my generation comes at me, yes, I understand struggling is a part of life. We all struggled. But there's a difference between struggling and drowning, all right? So we struggled and it was tough. But you know what? We made it. We knew there was a light at the end of the tunnel with our struggle. It seems like kids today, no matter how much they struggle, they just get further and further down the water into the drowning point, all right? When I was their age, I was making less than $10 an hour, and I could afford to live on my own. Now you have to be making six-figure salary to get a decent, tiny little place to live. So what the fuck is going on, and how do we help them as parents? I told my son, all you have to do is work hard, go to college, or join the military like I did. He went to college, got his degree, got a full-time job. He moved back in with me right when he graduated from college because he said, hey, Mom, as soon as I get a job, which was within 2 weeks of him getting out of college, maybe take me 2 months and I'll save up enough money for me to move out. Okay, cool. It's been 10 months. He has saved almost every dime and still can't afford to live. Why are one-bedroom studio apartments almost $2,000 a month? Why? Like, I just don't get it. So I don't even think that there's even classes anymore. There used to be upper class, middle class, lower class. It's literally turning into the ultra wealthy, and then everybody else is just poor. Like, that's what is happening. And then I told him, hey, when you turn 25, at least your car insurance will go down. Hell no, he turned 25 and his car insurance went up $150. I tell him, if you need health insurance, get a good job. He has health insurance. He has had a medical emergency this week. Had to go to emergency room twice. He had to go to the emergency room because he couldn't get anybody to see him with the health insurance that he had. Right? So he had to go to an emergency room. Now he's out money for that too. It seems like you can never get ahead. And then my daughter, I told her all you have to do because she wanted to buy her own house. My daughter worked 6 days a week, 12 hours a day to save up enough for this down payment. Finally got this house. She's paying double what I'm paying for my mortgage, but her loan was the same amount. And then her mortgage company, after she's already moved in, said, oh, by the way, we forgot to tell you that you need this type of coverage, which we forgot in the beginning. That's an extra $200 you've been paying a month. And all they see when they come home is they watch social media, kids their age, on lavish vacations with all this money and nothing to do, all these social media influencers, because we value those types of things over hard workers. We will pay them $10,000, but you work 40 hours a week, you can't afford it.
Hi, I'm a disillusioned millennial who grew up believing in the American dream only to have it stolen from me by inflation. I thought I would have a house at this stage of my life. Instead, I'm watching memes about how the government discovered aliens. To be honest with you, I don't even care. Why? Because this stupid news isn't gonna help me buy a house. I digress. After sitting camera off through a bunch of meetings at work, I decided to take a quick Target break to make myself feel better. I went to Target to make myself feel better, but it only made me feel worse. Why? Because I ended up spending $70 on toothpaste, mouthwash, eggs, and leave-in conditioner. Just another reminder of why I can't buy a house. I decide to end the day binge watching Succession to disassociate from my miserable life. And forget the fact that I still owe Biden my student loans.
can you please lower the prices of food or make it easier to access?
Absolutely not.
What's really crazy about this is that I was talking to somebody who works at Walmart a few days ago. My friend told me that they have seen way more people stealing in the past month than they've seen in the whole 3 years that they've worked at Walmart. And I said, what do you guys do when they steal? And they said, we turn our backs, because legally they can't do anything, but also because she doesn't fucking care. She sees how much fucking food is. She's not judging them, so she just doesn't say anything. And honestly, I don't judge them either. Like, I'm not even surprised that people are stealing food at this point. People are literally starving out there. The only way we're making it is by couponing. So I'm not surprised that people are stealing food. And honestly, it's only going to get worse. If something isn't done about these corporations and their price gouging and calling it inflation, things are just literally going to continue to get worse. And people will continue to steal.
We are the closest we have ever been as a global collective to waking the fuck up. I'm just saying, it is the world's shortest walk from, damn, living and breathing and existing is so fucking expensive, to, wait, there's aliens and we're down here dying for fake money? All I'm saying is proof, or even talk about proof of life from other worlds, should snap us out of our myopia. It should put the universe in existence and truly everything into question. We are down here suffering as a species over shit that we made up. We have never had such a brilliant opportunity to finally, for fucking once, band the fuck together and come up with solutions. I, for one, plan to take up woodworking so I can start building guillotines. I just don't have the workspace right now.
Hey, I have a question. How are we, like, affording life right now? So, for reference, I'm in my mid-30s. I'm a millennial. I have 3 young kids. Both my husband and I have full-time jobs. So I'm a night shift nurse. I work full-time and I work overtime. I've gotten pretty used to that. I work incentivized shifts, but my hours are getting cut at work because they don't need all the extra anymore. And so we're going through our budget because it's been quite tight. My husband also has a very decent paying job, makes almost as much as I do on the hour, not quite, but almost. And we're not gonna, without me working overtime or working extra, like with me just working my normal hours, we're not sure that we're going to be able to make it. Like, somebody's gonna have to pick up a second job, or we're gonna have to do something. The house that we bought is, like, we don't live in an expensive area. We live in the Midwest. We bought this house in 2017. It's not anything extravagant. Our kids go to public school. We drive old cars. Like, we don't have student loans. We don't have excessive debt. Like how are we doing this right now? How are we, like our grocery bill is insane, and we don't even buy, we just buy to get us through week to week. Like, not even crazy stuff. Like, what? How are you guys doing this? How are we doing it? Because I'm not going to be able to. And I know how much I make, and I know how much my husband makes. And I used to think that was really, really good money. So how are people surviving on less than what we're making? And I used to think that was like a lot of money. Like, we're in the 6-figure range combined. And we're like barely, like I said, we're barely cutting it. And we're not extravagant people. Like, we don't have like recreational vehicles or anything. We don't go on vacations, nothing. How are you doing this?
To the government right now, I will not forget the winter.